gentlemen, welcome back to Wilderness Witty TV, and I'm your host, Witty. Today, we are going to be finishing basically our third and final installment of the Woodsman's Cook Set. Now today, what we will be doing is we'll be doing a tabletop review of a Lodge cast iron skillet. And basically, really all you're getting, and honestly, I'm going to let you all know, this right here is honestly the best deal that I have found for a smaller cast iron skillet. And also, too, I would say that this particular model is the best model for a backpacking type scenario. And basically, that's what I do. I take this one out, as well as the other one that you saw in my presentation with the Esbit cook stove and tablet. I use that skillet as well, which is also stainless steel, but that's kind of just in case this one's dirty or it's still getting seasoned or what have you. And that's really the only reason why you didn't see this particular skillet in that presentation, is because this one has not been seasoned yet. Now, one thing I will tell you about this particular product, that it does come pre-seasoned. But honestly, you know, even though this is a great brand name, I would really suggest that you do it yourself once you've purchased the item. Now, one thing that does come with this particular item that a lot of cast iron skillets don't come with is actually a lid that fits. To be honest with you guys, I had a cast iron skillet that was the exact same size as this one, which this one is an 8-inch skillet. It's 8 inches. Now, the one that I had beforehand did not come with a lid, and I tried everything to find an actual lid for it. But I even bought a lid, and when I bought it, it did not fit. So I had to actually send that one back. And when I say it didn't fit, it was an 8-inch lid. However, if you look here, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but there's actually a lip here. And what happened was, when I actually put the lid on top, that lip was right over top the edge of this skillet, or the other skillet that I had pre-owned, or had beforehand. And unfortunately, I just thought that's really not what I'm going for. It doesn't really fit correctly. But with this one, you put that bad boy in there and it fits flush. Can't quite tell if you can see that, but it's just about as flush as you're gonna get, guys. Now, here's the front end, as you can plainly see. Now, I'm gonna let you all know that the only trusted method that I know of to pre-season your cast iron is basically to take any oil that is like a vegetable oil or a peanut oil, or they even have specially made products out there that you can purchase online to pre-season these things. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you want to be kind of a naturalist, or if you want to kind of do it in your kind of like your do it at home kind of system, basically all you need to do is go out and get you some vegetable oil, just plain old-fashioned vegetable oil or peanut oil or whatever you use to cook on a regular basis. Now, if you're allergic to peanuts, don't use that on this. I'm going to repeat that again. If you are allergic to peanuts, don't use that on this. And the reason I say that is because if you're allergic to it, there may be some remnants left of that substance on here after the process is done, and you can go into anaphylactic shock. So don't do that. If you don't have a peanut allergy of any kind, you should be fine. Now, I'm going to let you all know, I've done this before. You will not have any kind of a taste differential. There's you don't even know it's there. But again, that's why I say don't use the peanut oil if you're allergic to peanuts, because that could be almost certain death. That's a very serious thing, guys. But back to the process at hand. What you want to do is you literally want to wash this thing. And I know a lot of people are going to say, you don't wash them, which you're correct, you don't. But when you first get it, to season it, you want to run this thing, all of the components, lid as well as skillet, run it under warm water. Not hot, not cold, warm. Now, once you've done that, what you want to do is you want to actually put it over top of your stove and turn it on high and kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of run the part over top of the heat. You know, use a glove, use a mitten, something, you know, to try to evaporate all the water. Because if you leave water on here, it will rust. I say again, it will rust. I had that problem. I didn't do it right the first time. That's the other reason why I actually purchased this set. And now that I properly know how to do it, now I don't have an issue. But make sure all the water's off. You know, make sure it's, you know, dry to the touch. Let it cool down before you do anything else. But then you want to take your oil and you want to liberally apply it to the inside and the outside of both products, handle as well. Then run it over the heat. Or what you can do, instead of trying to do it on the top of the stove, is you can do it in the oven as well. Let that dry out, and you want to do that 3 times. 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, once that has been completed, you let it completely cool down, and then your cook set or your cast iron will be seasoned. Now, here's the kicker, guys. When you're done with that, let's say you go out and let's say you're camp cooking, let's say you're using it on your table or on your stove, and you're making a mess of you know, fried taters or whatever you're doing. After you're done, don't wash it. Like I said before, don't do that. What you want to do, what I've always done and what I've always been told, is you want to take a dry, lint-free, again, lint-free rag, and don't use paper towels. Try to do your best to find a lint-free rag and wipe it out. Get all the remnants of everything out. And after you've done it, you want to pre-season it again. Now, does that mean you have to do it 3 additional times every time you use it? No, you just have to go through the process once. And the reason you do that is to make sure that you don't rust out the inside of the skillet. And not only that, guys, and I know a lot of people are going to say that's kind of disgusting. Some people get kind of turned off on that, and I understand. But really, in all honesty, that's where you get all the great flavors from cooking with cast iron. It's not only just the flavors of what you had just got done cooking, it's everything that you've cooked. And I'm going to tell you all right now, and I know a lot of people are, like I said, are going to be kind of freaked out and be like, no, I ain't touching cast iron. I'm not going to go buy it. No way. And I know that a lot of people are kind of germophobic in that way. But generally speaking, people did that process for years. And I mean years. All along the frontier ages, you know, when you've got wagon trains and you've got settlements, and then you've got, you know, and even, and I'm sure to even in an extent, even the Indians probably had some cast iron at some point. Maybe not, you know, right at first, but after the French settlers kind of started to come in and trade, I'm sure there was some cast iron somewhere traded in there, especially considering they traded rifles and they traded, you know, furs, they traded tobacco, you know, just about anything, wool blankets. You know, there was a lot of trade differential. There was a lot of profit to be made if you were a French trader. Now, that's another story. That's another video. That's kind of a, I guess you could call that a historical rambling, for lack of a better term. Now, I will tell you all that really, as far as the brand name of a cast iron piece of equipment, you really want to search out and get the best brand that you can. Go online and kind of research and kind of fill out price versus what everybody else's opinion is. And I know that's kind of hearsay to an extent, but you can really, you know, if people are honest, which, you know, Some people aren't, and some people are. So you just kind of, make your own judgment. But from my experience, if you go with the more popular vote, or in that aspect, you're more than likely kind of going to win out, hopefully. And let me tell you, with that kind of guesstimation, there are times where you will win out, and then there's times where you're going to lose money. But that's, kind of the trade-off with doing your own research and things of that nature. But for your best bet, guys, the two brands that I'm going to mention here that I think are one of the top brands out there, obviously, Lodge. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, definitely, guys, would recommend this particular brand. And also, too, if you're looking for a 3 set or a set of 3 of cast iron cookware, as long as they also have a grill top that goes, well, it doesn't go with that set, but it is usually accompanied with that set on the shelf. And that particular brand is Ozark Trail. And I know they're in some cases, some people might say they're a little chancy, and some people swear by them. Personally, as far as I'm concerned, every product that I've ever bought has been top notch and, wilderness approved, for lack of a better term. But, yeah, this is basically the last part of the Woodsman's Cook Set. I wanted to leave you all with a special review of a special product. And again, I'm Witty, and thank you for all of my subscribers and all of my comments, and I hope to see you again. Thank you, and God bless.